Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started. One story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Hey, welcome to Friday's edition of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris. It's Friday, y'all. Let's give Friday a round of applause. T to the G to the I to the F. The weekend is upon us, but we still are not off the clock. We're not off the clock when we're easing suffering in this world, but we do get a little respite. Can I get an amen? Welcome to, wait a minute, I'll start it off. Don't be shy. There's the first one. Put your amen in the comment this morning, as well as where you're watching from. We want to know. So welcome to today's show. Yeah, it's rainy. Thunderstorms all night long here in the Chicagoland area. But hey, there's got to be rain or nothing will grow. Continuing the method of the madness of growth. I love it. How about you? How about you? Great show for you today. And I don't want to waste any time because for those of you out there who have written anything that you've had published, self-published, maybe you got that big book deal. Maybe you're thinking of writing your life story, children's story, any story, right? Story is what will stay when we have gone to what is next. So today we have a person on the show who is going to give us so much wisdom, so many golden nuggets about how to get there in a big, big way. But first, I want to tell you about, where is it? I have an announcement. If you are in the Chicagoland area, can get here, or you know someone who lives here that might benefit from this awesome experience known as the 2023 Accelerator Business Summit, please let them know about it. All the information is pinned on my pages, or you can simply take the information here. It is August 31st through September 1st. Our keynote speaker is Sanjeev Chopra. He is the brother of Deepak Chopra. That's right. He is an incredible physician, a liver specialist from Harvard. He's a medical professor at Harvard University, and he has written a book. I'm reading it currently. Let me take myself off the screen. This is his keynote. The two most important days. It's a quote from Mark Twain. The two most important days. Do you know what they are of your life? The two most important days. The day you were born and the day you find out why. I love that, right? So anyway, one more time, just for posterity. There you go. Come on out to the Tinley Park Convention Center, and just all kinds of business experts. I'll be your MC, master of ceremonies. So far, I have 3 wardrobe changes on the docket. We'll see if that grows. I'm really excited. It's my first time being an MC, and I'm going to have a lot of fun, and we hope you're there with us to have that fun as well. So today's guest, now she was here. She's in the UK, and we were having technical difficulties with her Wi-Fi, I believe it was. But anyway, she went out, and I think she's coming back. I hope so, because if not, I guess I'll just have to entertain you all hour. But Nuala Naughton, Nuala. Have you ever heard that name? I haven't, and I love it. Naughton, Naughton. She's a multi-award-winning journalist and voiceover expert, an author, a lecturer, an editor, mentor, and a podcaster. She's also the publicist for my good friend. Well, he was here. Was he here? Sid, have you been on the show? I think you're here watching. Anyway, Sid McNary is running for president of the United States. That's right. Not of student council. Right. Not of the class of 2024, but of the United States, 2028, maybe even sooner, 2024. That remains to be seen. Anyway, Nuala. I said Nuala. Nuala is the publicist for Peace and Thought Leader and presidential candidate Sid McNary. She's a podcast takeover artist. I love this. Here's what happens. She's the host of a podcast entitled My Podcast Takeover, where she comes in and takes over your podcast and interviews you as a guest on your own show. How cool is that? And we're going to show you how you, let me grab that so I can give that link to you guys. I just copied it. There. She's also a senior broadcast journalist with the Coin Republic Global News channel over in the UK. Now, she has a few superpowers, one of which is publishing. She says that she'll help you land your dream publisher, see your book on the shelves, and get a cash advance before you even write a word. Say what? For real? Is she back? She's not back yet. I'll keep reading. Oh, here she comes. Okay. All right. And what else? Voiceover. Wherever you are in the world, she says that she can voice and produce beautiful, high quality audio. She has a mantra, which is the impact of words lies less in what is said than how it's heard. When you spend time, energy, and money pulling together all the right words for your project, website, or campaign, and trusting them to the right voice can make your message unforgettable. Have we never heard Morgan Freeman? Right. This and James Earl Jones. This is CNN, right? She's right. Now, she has a bunch of professional training courses. We'll get to that later. She is the author of an awesome book on Random House Mainstream. So that's a real book, and it is entitled Barrowland, a Glasgow Experience. We're going to talk about that today. And then she has a gift bag piece. Who doesn't love that, right? This is her way of giving back, of course. Her passion piece is to mentor you in writing the book of your life as your legacy. Yeah, as your legacy. Oh, that word trips me up every time because I'm so in love with it. As your legacy to future generations, so that your great grandchildren, whom you may never meet, will get to know and love you and learn and be inspired by your experience and wisdom. She also says clubhouse room. We'll get into that, but she's back. Now I see you in the green room and you're sideways. You see how I'm having to turn and look at you? Turn yourself back up before I bring you in, or I'm going to get vertigo. So anyway, this is her. What does she say in the private chat? Why can't she hear me? You guys can hear me, right? Uh-oh. That's something on her end, I believe, because everything looks like it's working here. I'm going to get her in here. We're going to figure it out. That's all there is to it. Now, she's never been here. She's the first timer. So put some hearts on the screen. It's our way of virtually applauding, virtually rolling out the red carpet, and just wrapping our arms of love around our guest today, because hopefully here she comes. She just dipped out again. She's overseas, so we got to do our best with it, you guys. I'm going to just do the thing and see if she shows up. She's not back yet. So, funny thing happened on the way to the club tonight. Okay, I don't have any jokes. I need a joke book. Let me find something to do. This is what Toastmasters teaches you as far as extemporaneous table talks. Any Toastmasters out there? Put it in the comments. Remember table talks? This is where they come in handy. I'm going to pull from, remember this? I used to do it all the time. I need to do it more often. My wellness library. I got this as a stocking stuffer a couple years ago. It's 150 ways to slow down, stay inspired, and serve those around you, right? So there's these three categories: positive vibes, stress less, and good deeds. Somebody drop in the comments which category. Okay, because she's back, but we're still going to read one now. Drop in the comments which category you'd like me to pull a card from. Here are your choices: positive vibes, stress less, good deeds. And Sherry McQueen. Hello, Sherry McQueen, Robert Brooker, and all you other beautiful people out there. Okay, wait. I pulled you in while you're here. I didn't want you to leave. Leave it like that. Don't try to turn sideways. Good morning. You can't hear me? Everybody else can hear me. Positive vibes. Thank you, Sherry McQueen. That's what I'm going to pull. Let me put some live television, y'all. Live television. I'm going to put a banner. Let me move my coffee. Say good morning to me. There. I hear you. I hear you. Hello. She sounds like Mary Poppins. Remember that? Oh my goodness. I need to watch that movie again. Hold on. I'm going to put something up on the screen. Do you have earbuds? Question mark. Now her camera's off. I'm going to drop her down. And then I'm going to put this on the screen. Will she know it's for her? She might think it's for you guys. Anyway, hang with me. We're going to do the positive vibes here in just a moment. Should I bring her back in? Do you guys mind if I just leave her on the screen so we can figure this out? Okay.
Thank you very much.
She doesn't know we can hear her.
Oh no, they don't work on this phone. Oh my gosh.
Don't panic.
On this phone.
Oh, I had to get her off of her computer because the internet there is not the best right now. And who are we to talk here in Chicago? Because I'll probably get knocked off any second here. Boy, when is somebody going to discover something or create something that's beyond internet so that we don't have to, you know what I mean? I hope it's in my lifetime. Positive vibes. Now, my husband bought this and the price tag used to be on it. I think I peeled it off, but it's amazing because it was only like $7, right? And I don't know how they pulled that price point off. It wasn't marked down. It was the original price because it's the packaging. There's that box, then there's the 3 boxes, then inside the box, there's yet another box. She left and she has to come back. There's another box, and then there's all these cards, tons of them. So, positive vibes. Okay, she put a private chat. Sorry, you guys, but, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. We just have to do our best with it. Oh, poor thing. She goes, oh, no, this is awful. Don't worry. Let me take this off the screen because she saw it. She's going to go out and come back in. Positive vibes. Sherry McQueen. Here is one. Remember that you are always loved. Aw. We'll do 3. Find beauty in the rain. I just posted about the rain and sunshine in a reel just a few minutes ago. So if that isn't divine timing, there she is. Let's see.
That's weird.
Hello. Can't hear? All right, you guys. I'm putting these cards to the side. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to type the questions. Okay. This is I
could try just a second.
Oh. Read the screen. I've never done it like this, but let's just see how it works out. We're going to have to bring her back because for anyone that is looking to write a book, I'm telling you, she is incredible. She can help all of us get a book deal in advance, even before we've written one word of the book. I want to find out about that. I got my pen and paper ready. Girl, come on in. In the meantime, I'm going to eat. Guess what I've switched to? I switched cereals from Cheerios to Special K. Special K's come a long way, y'all.
This is crazy.
There she goes. Okay. Back to, well, you know what? I'm going to read one more card, and then we're just going to talk. Last one. Your love is limitless. Positive vibes. Your love is limitless. Limitless. So, here's what I want to talk about until hopefully we'll get her in. If not, you guys, I'm definitely going to reschedule her because everybody has a story. Some of these cards fell out. Everybody has a story. I'm going to leave that up on the screen, you guys. I hope it's not too distracting, but in case she comes back, she can talk because we can hear her. She just can't hear me, and that's okay. Oh, I was going to say maybe I should learn sign language, but she would have to know it too for that to work. Duh, Lord. What do you guys have planned? What do you have planned for the weekend? What do I have planned for the weekend? Hopefully nothing. You know what I mean? Doing a lot. Oh, did you guys see that my company, we are now officially helping people produce their own master classes. Yes, Yes, and yes. If you want to know more information, go to my page, Lauren Harris. It's pinned at the very top, and there'll be more information coming. Yeah, our first client is flying in 3 weeks, Jen Mitchell, to record for 3 days her master class. So I'm so excited to be able to do this. You know, I did my own master class a little over 2 years ago, and we've been working to build this program out so that people can get their work out there and just take it to the next level. So if you or anyone you know is interested in hearing how they can have their very own masterclass, hit up your boy, right? God is good. Let me see. Let's talk to you guys while we're out there. Oh, thank you, Robert. That'll make her feel better. Sherry McQueen, what's been going on with you? Where you been? Haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. But it's serious glad to see you today. And that goes for the rest of you. I'm going to take that off. I'm glad you guys can hear me. How about this? I'm going to pull something randomly, if that's even possible. I don't think so. I think the spirit is going to have me stop where we need to. I'm going to take that off the screen because she dipped out. So we might even just do a half a show today. You guys know this is one of my favorite books of all time, The Motivation Manifesto, 9 Declarations to Claim Your Personal Power, written by Brendan Burchard. And this was the very first book that I got my hands on when I started this career, and I keep it within reach. It's on Audible, and I also have another copy upstairs on my bed, on my nightstand. And I have my favorite pieces marked in here, but today I'm just gonna, you ever do this? I used to do this when I would try to read the Bible. I would say, God, just let me land on what I need to hear, and I just flip and stop. Who hasn't done that, right? So today, oh, that one's marked, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do one that I don't have marked because it could be for me, the message. Okay, here we go. This piece has a lot of highlights in it. Okay. Oh, wait. Our guest is back. Let's try it again. Say a prayer, y'all. Say a prayer. Hello. Let me just put that on the screen. Read the screen. Read it. Oh, she left. Things that make you go, All right, you guys. So, what did she put in the chat? Oh, wait. Here she is again. Maybe she'll read it this time.
I still can't hear you.
Read.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
That's really amazing. I'm so sorry. I've tried everything. So yes, so I'm Nuala Naughton. Thanks so much for having me. My background is 30 years in journalism, and I call myself a storyteller because that's what I do. It's not just what I do; it's who I am. And I love it. I love meeting exciting new people, and I love getting them to tell their story. And one of the main things that I've realized it is storytelling isn't just my job, it's my purpose, and my big purpose is to get as many people as possible to write their story or even speak it into a microphone. And I think it's not necessarily for publication, but it's the best heirloom that you can give future generations, that you might not meet, but they'll meet you through your story and your wisdom, and maybe find out a little bit about themselves too. So that's my job, is to get everyone telling their story. No, that's the big secret. A lot of people, the difference between fiction and non-fiction is that if you have a fictional book you want to pitch to a publisher, you have to have the whole story written, beginning, end, middle, and everything really polished before they'll even look at your proposal. However, with non-fiction, and that includes autobiographies, obviously, you really just have to pitch your idea to them. If they like your idea, if the publisher likes your idea, then you'll get a book deal and negotiate a cash advance. And then you can start, setting out deadlines to write your book. So you really not only have to have the fabulous book idea, but you have to have the most glorious proposal, because you have to have an irresistible proposal that will make your publisher say, I do. And that's where a lot of people don't put as much work into as they need to.
Okay.
Barrowland, my first book, and I'm absolutely certain I got this deal because of my proposal, because it's a very, very niche book. Both my books were published by Random House, and it's not the kind of book Barrowland is a quite iconic little gig venue. It's loved by bands and stars around the world. David Bowie played there. I've got a beautiful story of David Bowie. When he was rehearsing in Barrowlands, the ceiling is full of little stars, and one of them fell from the ceiling and landed right in front of him. And he literally picked up falling star and put it in his pocket. And then years later, when someone spoke to him, one of the crew spoke to him, he said, have you still got that star from Barrowlands? And he said, yes, it's in my bathroom in my apartment in Paris. So I've got lots of stories like that in my Barrowlands book, and that's what it is. It's interviews with bands and fans and their stories. A lot of people met in the Barrowland and got married and had kids. So it is a very niche book. So it brings me back to, I got that publishing deal because I really went out and found out exactly what you need to put in a proposal to get the publisher's attention. Barrowland is a market, and beside the market, it's a place where everybody comes at the weekend, and it's a bit of a tourist destination. And the ballroom, the owner built a ballroom beside it for all the stall holders to celebrate at Christmas, and get all the fancy gear out and start get dancing. And so the floor was made as a sprung floor, so that what gig goers love about it now is that it bounces up and down with them, so that the band looks out and they can see the audience all bouncing up and down. It's a ballroom. It's an old ballroom. It's more than 100 years old now, and it's still going strong as a gig venue.
A gig venue. Okay. You guys, I'm doing pretty good typing these questions out.
I'm in Glasgow. I'm from Scotland, so I'm in Scotland right now. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's not necessarily easier to get a book deal in a particular country, because a lot of the big publishers have houses in all the countries. You really just have to have a fabulous idea for a book. And when I talk to people about this, people come to me and they'll say, "Oh, could you help me to get my autobiography?" We all think that our life should be in a movie, right? And certainly yours should, that's for sure. But when we get into it, your life isn't just your chronology, and it's your experiences and the adversities that you got through, and it's all the stories. Sometimes I find that when I talk to somebody, by the end of the first hour, we've got 5 books, which is good, because that's another thing that you need to put in your proposal. The thing about publishing your own book is it's very, very costly. You have to get nothing wrong with it. But you're paying for a proofreader, you're paying for editors, you're paying for somebody to design a fabulous book cover. All that comes free when you get a traditional book deal. And so they're putting a lot of investment into you. So they don't want you to just have one book. So it's quite a good idea to extract all the other experiences out of your life that you can turn into a book that can help others. So it's not necessarily easier. It is about how you pitch your story, though. Well, I've got my first two, and I've also I'm just presenting my first one. I haven't been doing this for very long, teaching people how to do it, and so I'm presenting my first one for a particularly fabulous story, and I'm working on a proposal with for someone you know very well, Sid McNary, who is upcoming presidential candidate. And his story is absolutely amazing. And again, because of all of his experiences, he's not just one book. He's written about 9 books. And so we're presenting a proposal for a series of his books. And it's an honor for me to be working with him, because he's a man of peace. And I think these days, in the next few years especially, we'll be needing a peace president.
Oh, so, Lord Jesus, yes. Yes, from your mouth.
So that's the one I'm working on just now, yeah.
Okay, let me see. Here's one.
My voice work, well, no, that's an interesting one, because a lot of people say to you, oh, you've got a fabulous voice, you should do voiceover. And I've been hearing that for years, actually. And then during the pandemic, I thought, well, I'm going to move into this and see how I get on. And I very quickly realized it's not just about having a good voice. There's a lot of, really surprised at how much acting is involved in voiceover. In fact, my initial coach, he was saying to me, like, we were practicing and we were in the studio, and I was talking about these chicken nuggets, I think it was, or something like that. Ooh. And he kept saying to me, smile, Nuala. You need to smile, right? People need to hear that you're smiling. And I just couldn't get that, to the extent where I actually know my email address is smile@voiceoverglasgow.com, just to remind me. But yeah, there's a lot of acting involved, and these days, because a lot of us are doing it from home, from home studio, you really need to get to know the sound engineering side of things, and the best possible sound that you can get, not just from buying an expensive microphone, but addressing the room around you. When I first joined you, Dr. Lauren, I was in my little closet stroke booth, and you really have to put some work into it. Having said that, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. So there's a lot of work that you can be had just when you're starting off, just by using your phone, for example. I mean, when you stand in the post office, or one of these shops that have cashiers, and you hear cashier number 4, please. Someone got paid to say that.
Oh yeah,
and you know this very well. But yes, so you can get in on the first rung. For example, I did a lot of just talking into my phone, because of all these voice recognition softwares that we get when you phone people up and they say, press 1 to get accounts, press 2 for billing. And they need they need you not to have perfect sound booth. They need you to be able to talk into your phone, because this voiceware has to learn how people sound, the different accents on your phone. So you can literally get paid to sit and talk to someone on your phone for a couple of hours. and you can make a couple of hundred dollars an hour just doing that. So there's a lot of low hanging fruit, and the money you make from that, then you can start building up
Further.
a better, a better studio was set up. And
Who knew?
so there's a lot of
Right. Okay.
What you do is, well, first of all, you can contact agencies and send them a little voice. Really, it doesn't have to be the best in the world, but there are a lot of online sites where you can they'll post what jobs they're looking for you to audition. So they may say, I'm looking for a mid-Atlantic American male accent, round about 60 years old, that kind of thing. And so then they'll give you a script, and then you audition, send it in, and you may or may not get the work. When you audition, most of these sites you have to pay in order to audition. But you can go on all of these sites and create your own profile and put up different accents, different characters that you can do, and put that up, put up video. You can put a bold profile about yourself. I'm from Scotland. I'm a soft-spoken Scottish woman, kind of thing.
Oh my God, me too.
Employers, when they do a search on these sites, they can find you that way. So that means that you don't always have to, that's free. So you can have a free profile on all of these sites, and you might get, as long as you explain every kind of accent that you can do, or character that you can do, then people can find you. So you don't always have to pay to audition either on these sites, which a lot of people don't know.
They're magically delicious. Made for a man, but I like it too. Okay. She can't hear me, thank God.
My book is not on Audible because I don't have the patience to read out a whole book. A lot of people, that's all they do is contact authors and say, can I voice your book, and you'll agree a fee, and they'll do that. I just haven't got the patience to. Even my own books, I don't have the patience to go through all that.
That's a good question.
But it's a very lucrative way of earning a living once you get a few under your belt.
I've heard that. I heard it's very difficult, you guys. Hold on. I'm trying to stay ahead of the questions, but some of them pop up while she's speaking. So bear with me, you guys. She can't hear us in case you guys are just joining.
I've written 2 books. Again, the second one, I pitched one. I actually came out with a 3-book deal, but again, I only did it for the exercise. And so I agreed to do a second book, which is about the history of Glasgow. Again, the proposal has to be, absolutely gorgeous. Chocolate fudge brownie with extra chocolate sauce on it.
Oh my goodness! To get a niche
book like that published by a big publisher. So yes, it's the whole history of how Glasgow came about, and there's some really funny stories in that as well. There's some really good stories in that as well.
Tell us
what kind of stories. Well,
yeah.
Glasgow was. It actually means Dear Green Place, and it was dubbed the Dear Green Place by the monk who started it up, which is Saint Mungo. So he's the patron saint of Glasgow, and it was just he embedded there and said, "This is where I'm going to pray," and there are stories of miracles and all that kind of thing, and then just how people came to see St. Mungo and be with them, and then it just flourished like that, and turned into quite a financial centre as well. But yeah, so the story of Glasgow is quite good. I take it right up from the bishops to, I call it from bishops to barrow boys. And again, that takes me back to the market, the barrow boys or the stall holders were in the Barrowland marketeers. And they sold everything from snake oil to more snake oil, you know what I mean? So it's got a fabulous reputation in itself. But again, it wasn't something I planned, but it is good the publishers do like to know that you've got another book under your belt. I really just did it for the exercise of, do I think I can do this? Do I think I can get a publishing deal? The other thing about that is it's not always the best to be picked up by a big publisher, because they have a lot of authors and a lot of very famous authors. So you're quite low down in the pecking order, really. You have to be prepared to do quite a lot of your own marketing alongside them. So sometimes it's a good idea to pitch your story to niche marketings and to niche publishers. Your story, your book might be photographs, and if they're fabulous photographs, they can go in a big, what we call a coffee table book. It's a big glossy book, and these get picked up by interior designers, hotels, everything like that. Or there are some publishing houses that say we only do autobiographies, and other ones say don't give us your autobiography. So yeah, you can find your niche. That's what I do, and that's why we do this process of extracting your life story and seeing what other parts of your life, in business or a hobby you might have even, that could be turned into a book. So it's I do. It's the first thing I do because people don't realize they may have 3 or 4 books inside them, and it doesn't work to fit it all into your autobiography. So yes, that's what I do. I help people find their niche, and even find the title. The title can be very important. So you might want to call your book Shirley's Story or something like that, but who's going to know what's inside the book? So we do go through the process of extracting that before we even get to actually the competition. Is another thing. Dealing with the competition. Don't be frightened of your competition. Your competition have already proved that there is a marketplace for your book. And normally it's about 300 and odd pages would make a decent book. So that's like anything from 85 to 110,000 words. And that's why I encourage people who even already have an ebook of, like 100 pages or 20 pages or something like that. And I help you to take that and fill it out into, 20 chapters or something like that. The first book took me a year to write, because I had to spend my time contacting bands and getting them to be available to speak, and artists and all of that kind of thing. Contacting the fans with all their stories. So it took me about a year, and it took me about, on average, it takes about a year to write a book that you need to do a lot of research for and interview a lot of people for.
So
and you don't always have to be the expert in your field. You could just be, very interested in the topic, and populate your book with interviews from experts in their fields, and that's great, because that improves your reach. Everyone that you interview, everyone that contributes to your book, will market your book to their audience, and to their followers. So you may only have like a couple of thousand followers, but your reach is far farther, because some of the people that follow you maybe have 100,000 followers, and they're going to market it to them. So there's about a 10-step process in doing this. And yes, it is. It's a ripple effect. And so that's why I also encourage people to get an expert to write your foreword. You know, if you can say, oh, I've got Dr. Lauren writing the foreword for my book, then that also adds cachet into you. What you're doing the whole time is trying to fill up a gorgeous proposal. So if you know all of these things, and even if you've got a small book on Amazon that and you say, oh, I'm an Amazon best-selling author or something like that, even though there is a knack to that, the publishers at least know that you know the knack to that. So that all helps with your proposal.
Right. Okay. The money part.
If you're a new author and you're completely unknown, people, that's a big surprise. People think that they're going to make lots of money out of their book. You're not going to retire on your book. But what it does do is it opens up other doors. So it's a means to an end, a book. That's where, if you have a book, and that's the other beauty of getting a traditional publisher. And if you have a traditional publisher, that gives you credentials in terms of public speaking, and getting on the speaking tour route, and coaching, corporate coaching. So an advance, you might only get an advance of a few $1,000, which I suppose is a help. The good thing about that is, now that you've got a publishing deal, you can then go and approach literary agents and say, look, I've got this publishing deal. What's the best deal you can get for me? And they can get you a better advance, and they can get you a better deal, a better contract, because the more money they negotiate for you, the more they get the 20% commission from. So the advance isn't, unless you've got an absolute golden nugget, you won't get more than like $10,000 advance or something.
I'll take it.
Your literary agent might get you more.
Only 10,000.
But it's really all about. It's really all about, I would say, using this book to then propel yourself towards a six-figure income. From coaching and appearances, speaking, having your own show, having other things that you can sell on the back of your book, like coaching and courses and webinars. It is. It's a positioning piece. But I think the most important thing about that is, out of the three things, I published my own book. I got my book on Amazon, but I got my book published by a traditional publisher. That is where your credentials are. That's why I always push for going down the traditional route. But you really can. You can make a fantastic, six-figure.
That's the second time she said six-figure,
six-figure income quite easily. Motive. Now that's the interesting thing, because some people come to me that I'm dealing with just now, and their motive is to get their autobiography out usually, and hopefully get it into a doc. And that can happen. Your book can become a documentary or a series or even a movie. But I think you need to turn it away from you and out into who your readership is and who your audience are. Your real motive is, well, for me, is, do I have a message that people would want to hear? Do I have something that I can contribute that can help people in their lives? That kind of thing. I'm working with two people just now, both of them working on a book about bipolar and dealing with bipolar. One of them is teaching people how to cope with that condition, how to to move through life with that condition, and manage it, right? Manage it. The other is, she said, my bipolar is my superpower. Bipolar is what made me who I am. So it's a gift. So embrace it. Two entirely different ways of looking at the same topic, and both of them deserve to be on the shelves. But that's the thing. Your motive really has to be, how can this book help somebody that reads it?
There you
Not
go.
how can this book get me an advance?
Right. Not just the money, but okay, got it. Here's the question.
Well, yeah, this is interesting because I'd love to do my own podcast. I don't have my own podcast. I don't feel I've got the right studio set up yet. I'm dying to do it. But what I do is I come onto your podcast, and I call myself podcast takeover artist. I'll come onto your podcast and I'll interview you as the host, as the guest on your own show. And I've had some fabulous fun on that, and met some great people. What's good about that is that, if we don't know each other very well, then we have different audiences. So I can come onto your show, and you can promote it, but I can promote it to my following as well. Will I do it? Well, absolutely. I would love to do that. I'd love to come and take over your podcast.
Oh, shit.
Absolutely.
What have I just stepped
that
in?
Would be fascinating. But yeah, that's my fun thing. I like to jump on other people's podcasts and interview you, because we know you. We think we know you, but we don't know all of you. And although you drop breadcrumbs along the way, you're like you're doing now, you're interviewing someone else on your show. So I'd like to come into your show and definitely take the mic off you and find out what's get deeper into the layers of Dr. Lauren, and maybe find a little secret out for your audience. Definitely follow me in. Yeah, I love light bulb jokes. I just collect them. So I think one of my favorites is, how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is just one, but the light bulbs really got to want to change, right? And the other one I like, it's a Bob Dylan one. You have to be a Bob Dylan fan to get this, right? But if you remember the time when he went electric, and his fans just thought that was awful. So how many Bob Dylan fans does it take to change a light bulb? One to change the light bulb, and another 100,000 to complain that it's electric in the first place. So I love them. I love those jokes.
She's cracking herself up.
Oh, I'd love to come back again, absolutely. But I definitely want to take over your podcast, that's for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry about the trouble. I don't know what it is. I can't. I could hear your trailers fine, but then when it came on to the studio, I'm so sorry about that. I'll get it fixed by the time I'm back on. Okay.
Okay, everybody. Well, that was quite interesting. We still got a lot of wonderful info nuggets along the bottom of the screen. You can go in and follow Nina and check out everything she's doing. We're going to get her back on the show so you can hear her and it can just be normal. But in the meantime, you guys, get out of here. Have a great weekend. Thank you for bearing with all the things that we dealt with today. I just love you guys. You're the best. I couldn't do it without you, nor would I want to. So in closing, as always, have the best day, the best weekend ever, and know that I love you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Have a great weekend. Goodbye, everybody.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul.